Buckle up, folks, because we've got a drama-filled episode of The Goalmouth for you today. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't like Spain, Milan's teenage sensation stabbed the club in the back and the fans in the heart all at once, Marco Verratti continues the will-he-won't-he dance with Barcelona, Jurgen Klinsmann gets paid, Antonio Conte stays angry, Andres Guardado might be on the move, and so too might Freddy Adu. It's Friday, June 16th, which means happy birthday to U.S. national team legend Kobe Jones. From Dirty Tackle, Howler Magazine, and the Total Soccer Show, this is The Goalmouth. I'm Taylor Rockwell, filling in for Daryl Grove, who had previously swapped shifts with Ryan Bailey. It's a bit of a hosting jigsaw puzzle. And I'm bringing you all the daily bite-sized soccer news your stomach can handle. Up first, the breaking news this morning is that Cristiano Ronaldo has made the quote-unquote irreversible decision to quit Real Madrid after treatment by Spanish tax authorities. The Portuguese captain is being accused of defrauding the Spanish taxpayer, of nearly 15 million euros. The Independent reports that Ronaldo is the subject of a lawsuit brought by Spanish prosecutors over tax they believe he should have paid on image rights income. That, again, is about 15 million euros. Real Madrid have issued a statement fully supporting the player, claiming they were absolutely convinced of his innocence, but it sounds like Ronaldo feels as though he can't get fair treatment in Spain, he's always going to be persecuted, so he wants to move elsewhere. I've also seen reports saying that maybe he could be on the move for just a scant amount of 180 million euros. So I would just like to be the first to congratulate Cristiano Ronaldo on signing his lucrative new contract with Real Madrid, because that's the way these things tend to go. Unless, of course, you're a goalkeeping sensation, in which case, maybe you don't sign that new contract. Because how do you go from a future club legend to quote-unquote traitor? Ask soon-to-be former AC Milan goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. The 18-year-old already has 68 appearances for Milan, as well as 4 caps for the Italian national team. Many thought he would be the man around whom the club would build over the next few seasons, and then came the news that Donnarumma would not sign a new deal with Milan, prompting intense speculation that he's trying to force through a move to an unspecified club named Real Madrid. According to reports in Italy, the teenager turned down an offer of 4.5 million euros per year plus bonuses. If you're trying to get some perspective on that figure, just know that it's 500,000 euros more than Gianluigi Buffon gets paid. The Milan director Marco Fassone stated that it was a, quote, disheartening decision, but Milan will move ahead, end quote. To be fair, it's not like this decision came about solely because of money. I mean, it's not like his agent is Mino Raiola, the man who made at least £23 million off the transfer of Paul Pogba from Juventus to Manchester United last summer. Wait, sorry, I've just been handed this. His agent is Mino Raiola. Yeah, never mind. It's all about the money. Definitely all about the money. Anyway, congrats to Donnarumma, who turned a guaranteed starting spot with one of his country's biggest clubs into the real possibility of sitting on the bench next season. If Donnarumma does land at Madrid and does cement his status as a starter, then he might be facing Marco Verratti in El Clasico next year. As Daryl told you yesterday, Marco Verratti was spotted having dinner in Ibiza with Leo Messi, which is 1, the sanitized version of that Mike Posner song, and 2, more fuel to the rumor fire. However, it has since been reported that he didn't actually dine with Messi, but rather, quote, the Italian spent the night with friends and for more than half an hour with his agent Donato Di Campli and Barca director Javier Bordas. The meeting was informal and comes after the player has already told PSG of his desire to leave and sign for Barca, end quote. So, extrapolating the information there, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it seems safe to say that Verratti is very likely to end up in Catalonia next year. Although I would prefer if this were some sort of Scooby-Doo situation and we just kept revealing that it was a different person he was dining with each time. It turns out it was Old Man Allardyce all along. Speaking of gentlemen who used to manage national teams, let's talk Jurgen Klinsmann. As reported by The Guardian, U.S. Soccer shelled out $6.2 million when they fired Klinsmann from his position as head coach and technical director of the U.S. national team. Klinsmann's base salary was around $3 million annually, which was the highest salary in U.S. Soccer Federation's history. The Guardian helped put that figure in perspective with their next paragraph. Quote, U.S. women's national team coach Jill Ellis received $90,000 in bonus and incentive compensation for winning the 2015 World Cup, significantly less than Klinsmann's $500,000 bonus for leading the men's side to the round of 16 in Brazil 1 year prior, end quote. You do have to feel for U.S. soccer in this situation, though. Because of that severance package, they were only able to have a non-operating surplus of $44 million. Not bad for a non-profit. No word yet on what Klinsmann has done with that payment, though if past is precedent, he challenged the money to work hard and invest itself, but then failed to provide a consistent plan for how that might actually happen. But don't worry, folks, because the drama train keeps on rolling to London, where Antonio Conte is reportedly willing to resign as Chelsea's manager. As reported by Sky Sports Italia and pretty much every tabloid newspaper on the planet, quote, Conte is increasingly irritated at Chelsea directors for not buying the players he requested, and he could walk away. This would not be new behavior for the tactician, who did much the same with Juventus, leaving 2 days into preseason training, end quote. While it would be an insane story if Conte actually left the Premier League champions, my guess is that the truth is somewhat more boring. It sounds like maybe this story might have come from Conte's side in an effort to motivate Roman Abramovich and company to open up that somewhat sizable checkbook. That said, if Conte were to leave Chelsea, again, he won't, but if he were, it would be a sad day for the Premier League because who else has the intensity to have mini nuclear meltdowns on the touchline each weekend? The answer, of course, is most of the other managers in the Premier League. That's just the way we roll. MLS news now. LAFC may not be playing in the league quite yet, or even have a manager, but they've already made a big splash in the transfer market. According to Herculez Gomez, the club have signed Mexico national team captain Andres Guardado to a 4-year deal. The 30-year-old midfielder, who twice won the Eredivisie with former club PSV, had long been linked with a move to Major League Soccer, but that doesn't mean this deal is going to be cheap. If it does actually happen, then I'm inclined to believe it's pretty much the best signing LAFC could have hoped for, particularly given Zlatan Ibrahimovic's current injury status. I'm also very curious to see just how many truckloads of money it will have taken to entice Guardado. My guess is that the answer is several. And finally, it's the type of news we've been waiting for. I've got a Freddy Adu update. According to ASN's Brian Chiretta, who I can only assume has the deepest of Google alerts for this exact type of situation, the 28-year-old, yes, 28-year-old, is on trial with Syrianska FC, who are currently 13th place in Sweden's second tier. Adu has been without a club since he left the Tampa Bay Rowdies in December of 2016, having played only 5 matches or 136 minutes that season. If you're wondering about his potential new club, Syrianska FC was founded in 1977 by Syriac Orthodox Aramaean immigrants. No word yet on how long the trial is expected to last, nor how it will impact his lucrative sponsorship deal with Hoover. That's right, somehow, amongst the many, many crazy moments in his career, Freddy Adu tweeting a sponsored tweet of him vacuuming remains near the top of my list. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another Goalmouth episode. You can explore all of these stories in more depth by subscribing to our newsletter. The link is in the show notes. I've been Taylor Rockwell. Brooks Peck will be back with you on Monday, unless somebody steps up and gets really motivated over the weekend, looking in your direction, Daryl Grove. That's not going to happen. So, until we hear from Brooks on Monday, I'll leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. If you're looking for loyalty, a modern soccer player maybe isn't the best place to start.